All right. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? It looks like there's audio this time, so hopefully you guys find your way back here, and hopefully you'll be able to hear me this time. All right. So if you can, let me know in the chat if there's audio for sure. It's showing on my end that there is, although it may be quiet. I'm just not sure. So let me know, and I will go ahead and get into this. Basically, this is the Line 6 HX STOMP. It's not a bass specific pedal, but it actually has some bass settings on it. So I'm not sure if you can read this. I can't really get it closer due to where the power cable is. But it says this preset 27A says BAS for bass, and then it says Aqua 51. So I think this is an amp modeler on this one. And there's some different bass settings, but in addition to different bass settings, there's also a bunch of guitar effects and keyboard effects and a bunch of other stuff. And so we can just try all that stuff out and see if it sounds good on the U-Bass. So once again, bear with me. And if you are having any audio issues, please just let me know in the chat because it's probably on my end, if so. And if not, hopefully we can jump right in and I will go ahead and start playing. So this is what it sounds like with the amp, and this is what it sounds like just acoustic. So I'm putting it on the tuner setting so you can kind of hear the difference. Okay, we'll go back into this then. So that is the bass Aqua 51, which is one of the presets that comes on here. Now here's one that's supposed to sound like an SVT. So an Ampeg SVT, NRM. I'm not sure what the NRM means. So that's an SVT preset. And let me know in the chat if this amp is too quiet or too loud for you to really hear the effects. I'm hoping it's not distorting unintentionally already. But anyway, that's the SVT. Then there's another SVT. This one's the 4 Pro. So it's very, very... All right, so Seth says he can hear me now. So this one's an amp modeler for the SVT 4 Pro. Looks like we've got something that says Woody Blue. I don't know, that one's kind of hard to hear. This is what it would sound like without anything. This is what it sounds like with that effect on. And I can turn it up on the pedal too. But it might distort on that one because that one has a lot of low end. Okay, so now we'll go to a different one. This is the Tuck and Go. It sounds like it has a little more treble and maybe a little bit more gain than the other ones did. Yeah. So then the next one is the Del Sol 300. I think a lot of these maybe don't have as much differences on the U-Bass. It might be more pronounced on the electric bass, but you can kind of hear the difference. That's the Del Sol compared to the Tuck and Go, compared to the Woody Blue, compared to SVT Pro. So I'm just gonna go through all of them. SVT, SVT 4 Pro, Woody Blue, Tuck and Go, Del Sol, and then this is the Cali 400. Okay, then we've got busy one. This one has a lot more treble and a little more gain. It definitely sounds like it's distorting a little bit. And it might distort more through the speakers, so I'm hoping you're getting a general feel for the effect and not just the distortion from it being a weird, the live stream settings. And this one's the Tyco Live, Tyko. Definitely a lot more gain. So I'm gonna turn it down so it doesn't distort. Except for the intentional distortion. So any distortion that's happening there is probably intentional. And I have the low end turned down a lot on the amp so that it doesn't overdrive the microphone. So anyway. So this one has a lot of reverb and distortion. And Seth, I'm not completely sure on all these. I'm gonna have to go through and look at what they emulate. But it is the second spelling, TY, and then the KO is TYKO, I guess, with a capitalized KO. And this one says sub dub. Sounds like there's a flanger on here or something. That one sounds pretty cool. Whoa. And then that one has so much distortion that it's feeding back. Let me turn it down on the U bass. And then turn it up on here. They call that one the fat rat. I call it the feedback monster. Oh, and this one's like a synth. This is kind of interesting. So yes, Seth, at a show, I recently had a show, and I forgot to tell you about it. Oh no, at a place in Smyrna called Red and Terry's Timbers, and I played a show there with my girlfriend's band, and we had it worked out basically to where the guitar player had learned a lot of the songs, but he didn't know Message in a Bottle and just felt like he wouldn't have the time to learn that one with all the other songs. And since I already knew it and he already knew it on bass, it's like, okay, you play bass on that song, I'll play guitar. So then I got this pedal so that I could download a preset, and I found a preset on YouTube. Actually, there was somebody that made a Message in a Bottle preset, and it sounded perfect for the thing. So I didn't even have to like adjust anything. I just put that preset on the pedal and used it. But now I'm going through the actual bass effects that are preset on here, and maybe I'll learn how to make some more so that I can have my own. But yeah, this is a synth effect. You can kind of tell when I hit the strings. I don't know if I like the octave up on it. This particular synth isn't what I would want as much as the Electro Harmonix pedal, but I have a feeling with how it's reacting that I'd be able to get something similar if I took away that high octave, if I could figure out how to do that and still have the synthy vibe. I might be able to make a preset that works like the Electro Harmonix pedal, but this particular one, not one I'm crazy about. And I feel like the reactivity of it's a little better on the mono synth than on this one. So I like the mono synth better still, but if I can figure out how to tweak this, it may be very similar. Okay, and then now we're on acoustic guitar effects, so I'll get out of that. And then we have keyboard effects. This will just be kind of interesting. Ooh, it has a lot of delay. Too much delay. That almost sounds like something good for Tool or something. So that's pretty cool. I like the delay on this, but it's meant for a keyboard because it says key and it calls this one Gritz, Gritz. Okay, so this one's called Atmosphere. You got to play really slowly on this because it has so much sustain that it's going to pick up a bunch of stuff and it's not going to go away for a while. So can you guys hear that good, or do I need to turn this up a little bit? Let me try it up just a tiny bit. This is too much to play that fast, but maybe if I play slowly, it's kind of cool. So that's a cool keyboard effect. This one's called Echo ZZ. Oh, wow. It has an extra fifth in the Echo. Huh. It'd be good to stay pentatonic on that one because it's just got so much going on. Oh, and that's it for the keyboard presets. Let me go all the way back to the beginning to get the guitar presets. A lot of them are going to have distortion, so it's going to be way louder. So I may have to preemptively turn it down. Oh, I want to show you that message in a bottle effect. I found it on YouTube. I'm trying to remember the guy's name that I found the effect from, but I downloaded it. And it's really meant for the guitar part, not for the bass part. But let me get all the way back to that. There are a lot of presets on here, and then you can make your own up. I haven't done it yet. So this has like a little bit of like a flanger to it. So it's like that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't think I can go an octave higher to do it. So let's do it in a different key. Oh, it's good for tapping. I kind of like it with the tapping. For slow tapping, though, maybe not that fast. It's kind of fun. I like it. It's mostly got a lot of reverb rather than a delay. And a little bit of like a flanger or a chorus or something. But I like it, and it worked really well on the guitar. So it was exactly what I needed for that. Okay, so here are the guitar effects. This one's called the stereo swirl. So I guess if I had it hooked up stereo, there'd be an extra thing to this effect. Ooh, it's quiet. Let me turn it up a little. That's kind of cool. I'm guessing it's on dun 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 dun, you know, back and forth between the speakers. So try to play with the tempo of the delay. Like if you listen to it, it says dun 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 dun. did I mention this actually does have a tap tempo thing, so you can set the speed of the delay a little bit different. So that's pretty cool. So that's the stereo swirl. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. 80s craze, kind of similar to the stereo swirl, but a little more volume to it. Oh, I think I know why it's called 80s craze. Because if you do that kind of picking on it, it's very like Pink Floyd. Yeah, I should have hooked the loop pedal up. I don't know what I was thinking, because I could probably like loop that and then change the effect. That one's kind of fun. Yeah, I like that one. This one's called Bloomin' Onion. Got a very, very high overtone to it. I kind of like this better on bass than on guitar. Cool. This one's called Mod Squad. It's a little quiet, so I'm gonna turn it up a little. That one's probably better on guitar. Ooh, this says pedal board, like B-O-R-E-D board. It's a pun. Sounds like it's just a little bit of crunch or something. Distortion plus boost. So what's kind of interesting about these effects is there's almost like a there's almost like a noise gate on some of them, so that it like keeps you from getting too noisy, you know, from having like strings ring out too loud and stuff. So some of that stuff's really cool. And that was kind of the cool thing about the Van Halen one that's coming up pretty soon. Ooh, this one has a lot of delay. Let me turn it up so you can hear a little bit. Oh, it's got a low octave underneath. I'm not sure if you can hear it there. So I think there's a built-in compressor, but there's it definitely has compression. Definitely has compression on there. It's like the low note hits on a beat later. Dun 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 boom dun boom. I feel like I could just do a show or something, or a live stream where all I'm doing is atmospheric. Sorry, you just said the Tool thing, so I was just thinking about that. You're probably thinking about a different song, but from the same album. But yeah, I could probably just sit around with something like this and make a whole bunch of atmospheric music with the loop pedal, and maybe even make a whole show out of just an improvised kind of thing like that. So maybe I can do that on a live stream too. Not sure about today. I think I need to get the effects a little more down first. That was the delay. This one says good old rock. I'm sure it's better on guitar. also be the tone that I have. I may have too much treble in the tone. All right, let's try another one. Microcosmos. Ooh, it's getting crazy. I think I heard a reversed thing in there somewhere. Right there, there's a reversed one in that delay. So it's like it's got delay and then it reverses it. Weird. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, but it creates a lot of noise in the background. This one's called Secret Ways. There's just something about that high-pitched digital thing that I don't really like as much. So I would take that effect out of there if it was me. Soft filter. Let me try doing something where I'm just doing like arpeggios. Yeah, that's kind of fun. I like that one. Solitude, huh? Anyway, kind of fun. So you have any questions about any of these? Ooh, this is called fifth and seventh. So it harmonizes the fifth right away, and then it has an extra hit that's the seventh. I kind of like that. I mean, I could do it without, if I did it without the effect. Whoops. Let me hit the tuner. If I hit that note, the fifth is here, and the seventh's there. Or depending on what seventh it's hitting. So let's see what it does when I hit that note without it. That sounds like the fourth to the fifth to me. Sound like those notes to me. Not. So I'm not sure what they're saying by the fifth and the seventh. I think it's the fourth and the fifth. Maybe I'm thinking about to theoretically, and they meant something else by it. Okay, here's synergy, like SYNER, then G, like the letter. It's fun doing a vibrato on here. I kind of like it. Yeah, the vibrato really gets drawn into the effect. I like it. I've never heard such a pronounced vibrato on the U-bass before. That's cool. This one's called Twilight. It's kind of cool. Way Stoked. I don't know about the name of that one. So here's the problem with a hollow body instrument. A lot of these will feed back if they're intended for guitar. But I'm playing them on U-bass. So when I take the tuner off, I'm gonna have to keep playing while it's happening, and then I'll turn the volume while I'm playing. Oh, that's a lot of fuzz. Sounds like there's a low octave too. It's called Beach Fuzz. It's fun adding a vibrato to it. Yeah, that one, I would need an external pedal. It probably does have the ability to do a wah. You need an expression pedal with this one. So it may not even need a separate wah. It may actually have the ability to do that on some of these effects, but I need an expression pedal plugged in. So I need to buy an expression pedal and plug it in to that. And then I would have it. And that's the other thing about this. It has a lot of inputs and outputs. So you have a mono input, but you can plug in two things and have stereo. And then the stereo out, kind of interesting. I could plug it into two different amps and have one on the right, one on the left. And so it would like go back and forth on certain effects. And then over here, got your sends and returns. And on the other side, you have a MIDI input, which is why some of the effects in the middle don't work because they're intended for just MIDI only. And then it has a headphone out on the other side too. So it's just like covered with inputs and outputs all over it. It's pretty cool. I think this will be good for tapping too, though, maybe. Yeah, with the low octave. I kind of like that. I almost feel like this is good for like 99 Red Balloons. It's almost got a synth quality with that extra low. This one's called Sludge Gaze. Not my favorite. Trementine. I hear the tremolo effect. But it's got some other stuff going on too. I'm going to turn it up a little bit so I can hear it better. So it's got delay and a little bit of tremolo on it. Yeah, it might be good. The lower octave might let me go back. Not the Sludge Gaze, but the Beach Fuzz. Let me just play a bunch of C's and see if that sounds good for jump. Maybe the upper octave? Lower. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for the keyboard part of it instead of the guitar solo. This one's called Horror Score. Kind of fun. Turn the volume back down just in case the next one's a distortion. Set to stun. Weird. Very like sound effecty. A little too sci-fi for me, maybe. Okay, well, that was kind of fun. I'll turn it back down again. This might be an amp mod. It's got a little bit of reverb. US double NRM. So US double normal, I'm guessing was NRM stands for. S6A30. Cool. Cali rectifier. It's kind of cool on you guys. Just another distortion kind of thing. Kind of fun. No, not good for that one. Okay. Okay, that one's a kind of a bland effect for you bass. It's meant for jazz kind of sound, I think. This is a matchstick. Cool. Cartographer. Tiny bit of reverb, but mostly just distortion. Okay. Litigator. Whatever, it's okay. Derailed. No, not for you, bass. Ooh, this one's got some distortion to it. That one's Mahadeva. I won't be able to pronounce it, but it's fun. This one just seems to have a little bit of reverb. It's really quiet though. So that's good for just if you want to do like a ballad with just a little bit of reverb. Okay. That's the placator something. This one's dirty. So that was clean. This one's dirty. So the other one was the placator clean. This is the placator dirty. I might be overdriving the mic. Let's see. So not really any reverb. It seems like it's got a... Well, it's not a noise gate because it's still... Yeah, it didn't cut out. It didn't cut out till just then, so it must just be a compressor. So this is the DIR, which I don't know what it stands for. ANGL Meteor. Okay, we'll change. Archetype clean. Well, that's cool. It's got a little bit of reverb to it. Okay, that's fun. And then I'm guessing the next one will be the same thing with dirty. Nope. Cali, Texas, channel 2. No, not what I thought it was for. Oh, gosh. The archetype lead. Just a good old-fashioned distortion. Maybe a little bit of reverb. That's fun. Who, what? Just got mostly reverb. This is the Voltage Queen. Not really hearing anything there. This one's gonna have distortion. I'm gonna turn it down. That one has a warmer tone, and this one's the Mandarin 80. Yeah, so the sustain drops off pretty quick. Yeah, but it's got some built-in stuff for sure that kind of helps, like other strings ringing out. Let's see. it knows what the main thing is and kind of diminishes the other one. So you can be a little bit sloppy and it sounds okay. Oh, this is Hotel HTLCALIJS. I'm assuming that probably the effect that's meant to model the Hotel California lead, because it has distortion on it. But yeah. So on guitar, it would probably sound like that. On bass, not so sure, but has a little bit of delay and a little bit of distortion. Okay. Always Satch, so I'm guessing what, Satriani or something? Distortion plus the slower delay. Kind of cool. Oh, and I guess this one's supposed to be for close to Dover. This might be too much for the U-bass. So it's got a slow delay, but a little more distortion than the other ones. I could picture his tone on the intro to Close to Dover having that much delay and that much distortion. So Eric Johnson, it says EJ Dover, so I'm assuming Eric Johnson, like the Cliffs of Dover. But yeah, it's a cool effect either way. I think the next one, Seared Guy, I'm not sure. It's probably another reference. Not quite catching the reference. This one says Jeff Beck. So some sort of effect for some sort of that. It says J Beck LVERS. It's kind of cool though. This one, PTRCI G Moon. Do you think it's Petrucci? I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Yeah, it's good for shred. Yeah, so that's probably that. Texas JS. Just got a lot of reverb. Steely Kid, so maybe Kid Charlemagne. It's not quite as distorted. Still has a little bit of delay. A little bit of reverb too, but not much. Oh, and then here's the Van Halen one that inspired me to do the video this week. Yeah, sounds kind of fun. That's the one that inspired the video earlier. This is that Who What again. Still not crazy about it. Relativity. Ooh, that's kind of cool. It like swells into every note. So it takes away the attack, but there's still some delay. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. Because the more you play, the more the attack comes out. So it kind of fades into it, swells into it. Brown, GD, Brown. lots of delay, and it's almost like it has a quieter delay than a louder one. Oh yeah, maybe I can try that on there. Let's see. Oops, that's not right. Anyway, I did it in the wrong place. I can't remember my own arrangement, so I try to make up a new one on the spot. It's kind of funny. Totally different key and everything. Silk GD. The Doctor. Okay. Vintage GD. Not really much to that one. Oh, this one's fun. E minor gallop. So as long as you play in the key of E minor, it knows what to arpeggiate. So if I just play bump, 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 bump over and over, it'll do that gallop over and over. That was kind of fun. Anyway. Brown sugar. Oh, filtered fuzz is loud. Okay. Filtered fuzz. Yeah, I like that you can get so much vibrato out of a lot of these effects. It's really fun. That's filtered fuzz. Every breath. So I'm assuming this is for that police song. Oops. I'm just guessing here. Yeah, I could believe that being the right effect. Or playing the guitar part, right? No Name Lane. Huh. Too much delay for my liking, but it's interesting. This one says money for nada. Okay. I'm guessing it's money for nothing. I have to laugh how they got around some of the like copyright stuff, or how to fit all the things on the screen if it's not a copyright issue. This says Sultans. On guitar, it sounds like it's the right kind of effect for the Sultans of Swing. But on bass, I don't know if you can really tell that from random arpeggios. This one says Heartbreaker. Question is, which Heartbreaker? I think it sounds more like Zeppelin than it does like is it Pat Benatar? Which one? Who did Heartbreaker? Anyway, I think it's more the Zeppelin one. Yeah, that sounds very Zeppelin-y, doesn't it? Yeah, I could probably do it somewhere else. Yeah. Okay. This one's called Hangar 19. Obviously a 18 reference. Still good for tapping on the U bass, though. I don't think I'm doing like completely metal shred. Yeah, not really my thing on here. This one's called Glossary. Another synthy effect with delay, reverb, and a reversed sound somewhere in the middle of it. Weird. I'm going to turn it back down just in case the next one's loud. Pop My Punk. So obviously it's meant for like pop punk. Okay, and we're almost around to all the effects. Let me keep going. Bedonkulous. Very loud and abrasive. Okay. Relief. These are like sound healing things. You'd hear these in like meditation music or something. Just breathe deeply. Slowly close your eyes and count back from 10. Cool. Gentleman. That one definitely has a noise gate, because check it out. It just cuts out. So it's meant to be played. And then once it gets quieter than a certain volume, it just cuts out entirely. So that's definitely a noise gate in that one. Snuffleupagus. Also has a noise gate, so I guess it's meant for something. I'm really not sure what that's meant for. This one says goth or mod ? Oh. I probably had to take away some treble and add some low end to make this one a little more palatable. Cool. Ooh, this one says 2 out of 3 beards. So I wonder if it's a ZZ Top where it's trying to imitate the guitar and the bass at the same time. Probably not. Doesn't sound like it. But that's what it makes me think of with the title. Maybe it means something else. But it doesn't sound like that to me, so I don't know. Okay. Keep going. Tebrutals. TEHBR00TALZ. Kind of brutal sounding. Pretty heavy distortion, but not quite as heavy as some of the other ones though. Clean start. Oh, this is where we get into the It says 4CM. Maybe the M stands for MIDI. I'm not sure. So then there's one called dot delay, preamp swap, Nashville solo, epic lead. Either way, it doesn't work with the inputs. We're back to the bass stuff. So we've gone around all the presets, but it leaves a lot of empty ones at the end so that you can either download presets or make your own. And I haven't gotten into all the nitty gritty, but it has a little picture of a pedal board. So it looks like you can light up different things on the pedal board and have different things in the chain and put things in different orders. And then with the amp mods, apparently you can, someone said you can change the distance that the mic is from the amp. So if you want a little more room noise or something, you can kind of, they have a way to imitate all of that. So it's a crazy pedal, and, you know, it's kind of a crazy price for the pedal, but it just is what it is. I'm going to try to edit something real quick because I think I forgot to put in the description. I'm going to throw in an affiliate link to the Amazon thing just so y'all can check it out. You don't have to like get anything over there, but if you do, I have to say that it does support the channel through a commission. Let me just say purchasing through it. I always put this in all my descriptions. So this is the, just so y'all can check it out if you're interested in it. It's a very expensive pedal, and I totally understand. It's like, I probably should have just bought a U-bass with the amount of money that I spent on it. But I felt like I needed it for that gig. I felt like it would be good because I'm doing some duo shows where I'm going to be playing more guitar. I know. Maybe I'll bring the U-bass too, but for now it's guitar that I'm doing on those duo shows. So I needed something that had more effects options without needing to buy an entire pedal board full of different pedals and have the power supplies for everything. Because it's like, at least if this, as long as this works, it's like I just need the 2 cords to plug it in and then maybe plug the output into a loop pedal. And that's about all I'd really need. And because it has the bass effects too, if I can set my own presets, I might be able to have stuff for the weddings when I play. Like Shut Up and Dance has distortion, so I could have one of the distortion effects there. Then anything that I'm doing the synth effects, maybe I can make a synth patch that would be close, and then a synth preset. And then what are the other ones? Probably some sort of envelope filter. It didn't seem to have one for bass on here, but that doesn't mean that I can't do it. It just means I have to figure out what the limits are of this pedal. So I haven't gotten that far. And then it has a MIDI input. So I haven't gotten to experiment with that yet, but I'm thinking those patches in the middle probably react to the MIDI only. So hopefully I can experiment with that with some sort of keyboard. For some reason, this controller that I have doesn't have a legitimate MIDI output. So I may actually have to use my full keyboard to try to experiment with that if I can find a MIDI cable somewhere. But it has, I don't know, it's got a lot of interesting things that I haven't figured out about it yet. And I think the possibilities really are endless, or close enough to it to where I would never get through them in my lifetime. So I just want to figure out what it's best for me. So do y'all have any questions about it? Just anything that I didn't cover on it besides the effects? Let's see. Okay, just let me know in the comments, and let me know if you want to hear me do some tapping thing on one of the effects again, or something else. If you liked one of the effects and remember sort of what it sounded like, describe it. Maybe I can find it again and play something on it. If you want to hear a certain song on there. I think Seth is calling me a traitor for the guitar stuff. Well, it's just easier to accompany a vocalist on guitar, solo guitar with a different singer than it is to do it with bass, unless I'm playing a song like Fever, in which case it'd be cool to bring the upright bass out and do that. And we do with the band, we do All About That Bass, and we do I mean, it would be cool to add Fever, so maybe I can bring the U bass out for those songs, and that wouldn't be a complete traitor, right? It's not like I'm completely just using guitar. Let's do this. Okay. And let me just go ahead and update that. Oh, you have a keyboard? Giving me all that and giving me all that that flack and then having a keyboard, huh, Seth? That's okay. Yeah, I like the SVT effect on here. It sounds really good with the U-bass. Yeah, so to give you an idea of what I paid for this, it was a little more than 5 times what you paid for your Zoom. So it's not like I had to do anything like super extra, but it's a little pricier. And I think I feel like the effects are better, but than the Zoom would be, or maybe it just has more. Maybe they're not better effects. Maybe there's just more options with it. But some of them are really legit sounding. And the cool thing about it is you can plug it directly into a PA system, and it actually sounds pretty good through the PA system. So it's like that was the real reason I got it. Was in a pinch, you don't have your amp, you can kind of use it as a direct box too. So that was kind of the thing. I do need to get the expression pedal for it. They actually have another thing called the Pod Go. Line 6 does, and that one has an expression pedal built in. So somebody mentioned that one to me, and I got to use one yesterday randomly because yet again I switched with the guitar player to play Message in a Bottle. So I don't do it every week, but they do it 3 times a week at a place in Kennesaw. So Seth, since you're local, and anybody else that's watching that's local, there's a place called Suburban, and it's SUBOURB. Is it A-N or O-N? However you spell urban, suburban, but bourbon instead of the suburbs. You know what I mean? And they started doing live band karaoke. So occasionally I get the call for that. There's basically a rotation of musicians because there's just so many of those shows. And so we play and we back any singers that want to get up. And we play from this list of, I think it's a list of 100 songs, but there's a bigger list of 400 songs that you could probably get away with pulling from too. So if any of you guys are singers and want to do that, they do that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and it starts late. It starts at 10 p.m. And then they also do it in Alpharetta. Once again, if you're not from Georgia, these places may not mean that much to you, but they're both in Georgia. In Alpharetta, Georgia, there's one on Wednesday nights. It's a little bit earlier in the evening. I want to say it starts at 8 or 8:30, maybe 9. But that one's at a place called the Roaring Social in Alpharetta. So it's kind of a cool idea, live band karaoke. It's been quite a challenge for me because a song list that big, you're going to come across things that you don't know. And you either have to fake it really well by just pulling up the chart really quick and reading it, or going by ear and going by memory from having heard the song and watching the guitar player if he knows the song, that kind of thing. But it's quite a challenge, but it's a fun challenge. And yeah, so those are local things I've been doing lately that I just kind of started doing. And other than that, I'm still just doing like weddings. So those are all private events and things, weddings and corporate gigs. And then occasionally I get a show with my girlfriend Ramona, and we play at so far bars and restaurants. We either do duo shows or full band shows. So when I do full band shows, I get to play bass. It's a lot of fun. I do backup vocals and duets and things like that. And then the duo shows are a little bit different. It's more me playing guitar, similar set list, but obviously we keep it a little bit more mellow for the types of places we're playing. What guitar are you bringing with you besides the electric jazz bass? So as far as my 6-string guitar, not bass guitar, but guitar, I actually just have, this is what's funny about having this pedal. The guitar I have is a Squier, so a Fender Squier that I got off of Craigslist for $35. So a $35 guitar plugged through a $600 pedal is kind of funny. But it makes it sound so much better to have this pedal. The other thing that I noticed was the U-bass with the polyurethane strings. I was just trying this out with all the yes, it's a Strat. Sorry, it's a Squire Strat. Yes. Let me grab it real quick and see it. Okay. So it's in decent condition, other than there's random markings on it, random scratches and dents here, and then yeah, then there's a little bit on the back too. So it's seen its fair share of little dents and scrapes even before I bought it. And when I got it, it didn't have an E string. So I feel like he marked it down because he didn't want to change the string. So I bought a pack of strings. So a pack of strings at the time was like $6. So for like 41 bucks, had a pretty good guitar. And as far as Squires go, pretty pleased with it. So I'm gonna have to go pretty soon because I'm supposed to meet up with some people and actually play at an open mic tonight at a place called The Place in Marietta. But they start their thing at 9. I can only see if this is in tune real quick. It's not, but it's close enough. So let me go back to the guitar effects. In fact, let me just go back to the message in a bottle one so you can hear why I bought it. Literally why I bought this thing. I think it's 42, effect 42. There it is. A little loud. Let me turn it down. So on this Strat, do I play guitar as well as I play bass? No. I play guitar a lot like I play bass, and my picking is not as good as some people's. So but I don't think I'm terrible at it or anything. But I'm better at bass for sure. Why not just get a Squire Line 6 bass and pretend it's a guitar? I mean, I might have to get one of those too, right? I'm trying to learn that. What was it? Yeah, so I'm learning stuff like that from YouTube as well. And then let's see. Let me go back to that. Which distortion do we like the best? I'm trying to remember. I know I like the Van Halen one. Oh, was it Beach Fuzz? I feel like this one would be good for the solo in Fool in the Rain. Because it's got that low octave. Which is why I thought it was a bass solo at some point. And then just for fun, let's go back to the... I've got a ways to go before I get to the Van Halen one. Oh, I just passed. Oh, this is the Clissadora one. Yeah, so it sounds really good for those effects. fun for stuff like that. But I've got to go ahead and get going. Thank you guys for hanging out this long. And I don't know who else is on here besides Seth still, but I want to thank everybody for logging on. So Seth, Jare, is it Jare? I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Taryn, and then my cousin Haley was on here earlier. But thank you guys so much and Nick. Thanks, Nick. So thank y'all for hanging out. I hope y'all have enjoyed literally me going through every effect on every preset effect on here. And yeah, it's kind of fun doing effects that aren't intended for Ubase on Ubase. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. When you can play Through the Fire and the Flames on that thing, Cestus Dragon Force. I can't play all that stuff, but I could do like... What was it? And then some fast lick I don't know. But yeah, that's all I can do with that song. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you don't mind that I was a traitor at the end and played the guitar. But I will see you next time for a probably a lesson video before the next live stream. I'm trying to get back to my two a month of the just normal videos and then one live stream on usually the first Thursday of the month, but occasionally I miss it or the week is too busy and I end up doing the second week, just depending. So I will see you guys next time. Have a great one. Cheers.